The SnapToGrid. The A-Label program provides what is called a SnapToGrid that can help you automatically align and position objects. The SnapToGrid can appear in one of two forms. Those forms are either broken lines or dots. Select the menu item Options, SnapToGrid Options to bring up the following dialog box. Notice the grid drawing option requires that you select either lines or dots. Lines are the default. The SnapToGrid lines appear as faint blue broken lines. If you select the dots option, you will see the SnapToGrid appear as dots. Now there are two important points to understand about the SnapToGrid. First, you can either draw or not draw the grid lines or dots, but whether the lines or dots appear to be drawn or not is independent of the snapping action of the grid. The grid can be made active or inactive, and that property is independent of whether the grid is drawn or not. The button in the lower toolbar will always indicate the active or inactive state of the SnapToGrid. In fact, this button can be either left or right clicked. Normal left clicking this button just turns the drawing of the grid on or off. Thus, you can make the grid disappear if you don't want to see it. However, to toggle the action of the grid between active and inactive, you must right click this button. Whenever you right-click this button, you will see the button caption change the words inactive and active. Thus, the SnapToGrid can be made active even when the grid is not drawn. Okay, so what is the action of the SnapToGrid? Well, if you drag and move an object when the SnapToGrid is active, then that object's upper left corner will automatically be moved to the nearest grid point as soon as you let go of the object. Here you can see us try to move a text string. Whenever we let up on the mouse, after dragging the string's upper left corner will automatically snap to the nearest grid point. Now, if we bring back the SnapToGrid Properties dialog box by selecting Options, SnapToGrid Options, we can see there are buttons to automatically set the grid spacing values. The horizontal spacing value can be different from the vertical spacing value, but usually you will click one of the predefined spacing buttons on the right and let the program automatically enter both spacing values for you. The program defaults to inches and uses 1/8 of an inch for both horizontal and vertical spacing values.